All right, I'm here with Athletic Director Ethan Hamilton. Well, it's been an exciting week on the Point Loma campus. On Monday, it was announced that the NCAA approved the school's application for Division II membership. Can you give us a brief rundown on what sparked this move and the application process?
Yeah, we spent probably the last couple of years looking at the move from NAI to Division II. The last year we spent in great detail ourselves and some other conference members. And then this past fall we formed some different groups and committees on campus to really evaluate this move and try to make the best informed decision that we could.
All right, part of the application process was choosing a conference. Point Loma went with the Pac West. Why is this the best choice for the school?
Yeah, this was one I know for me, even personally, I struggled with the most. I felt a great allegiance to the GSAC, not only being a founding member of that, but affiliated with so many like institutions. And unfortunately, we found ourselves in a situation where 3 conference schools were leaving and 7 were staying. And so we were, and I wanted us to make a proactive choice and not just react to what other people were doing, but really look at this proactively of where we want to be 10, 15 years from now. But with that, we were trying to find, because we've been spoiled. We've been in a great conference, probably the best conference in the NAI. And so we wanted to find a conference that we felt could fit us as an institution, and one that we could grow with and potentially even shape and be a big part of as we move forward. And so some of the great things about the Pac West, and they gave great flexibility, even in terms of scheduling and no Sunday competition, gave us the chance immediately next fall to step in and play a regular season conference schedule, compete for a regular season conference championship, access to awards. Some of those things, quite honestly, aren't common when you're making that transition. And so we really wanted to try to set it up as smooth and easy a transition as possible, and they were very accommodating from day one. And so we're excited.
Well, does it boost your confidence in the decision knowing that 3 other GSAC schools are in the process of moving from the NAIA to the NC2A and the Pac West in particular?
Yeah, I think, first, I think we all had conversations whether it was schools that actually made the move or not, and what was trying to do what's best for your institution, but we knew we weren't the lone wolf in making a decision. And in some ways there was a part that helped that Cal Baptist was a year ahead of the process and kind of asking and getting feedback from them of the pros and cons to that point. But I think going in, and now the 4 of us going into the Pac West, I think we bring a nice core from the GSAC that are moving forward, and potentially more in the future. We don't know what that holds, but we do know that we're going with 3 schools that we affiliate to pretty closely.
What do you think being in the NC Division II will mean for Point Loma and their athletic program?
I think the initial thing, and I've already gotten feedback that way, it's a way for people to probably better recognize what we do and where we fit. I think there's just so many unknowns about the NAI, especially here in the West. And that's not a terrible thing, and that's not the reason that we made this decision. But I will say it is amazing right away. I already think that we've performed on courts and fields at a pretty high level that's probably been comparable to a Division II or low Division I level. But this helps people maybe understand it a little better. There's some pieces to the branding that I appreciate, and I even appreciate where the NC2A is right now with Division II. And they're really in this life in the balance movement of wanting each of these student athletes and coaches and staff to have balance in their life. And I really felt that that's a good fit of where we're at as an institution and allowing each of those separate groups to grow. And so that's a big reason why I'm excited about this move.
Well, kind of hitting on that, the local paper, radio, and TV have all covered this move pretty extensively. Is moving to the NC Division or NC2A something you think might boost our public image and our coverage?
I definitely think there's an initial wave. I'm not sure how consistent or steady it'll be. Again, I think it probably, even if it was just 1,000 or a few thousand people that now know where Point Loma Nazarene University is. I'm a big fan of getting people onto our campus, seeing our facilities, getting to meet our students. I think the more they interact with this place, it really becomes a great window, maybe even door, not only this university, but for the mission and for changing people over for Christ. So I'm a big believer of image and perception is important. And so I think getting people to see who we are and getting to better know us, it can only be a positive.
Last question, being approved for membership is just the first step in becoming a full Division II member. What happens from now until 2014?
Yeah, good question. It is a 3-year transition, and so that was one of the things we looked back, even when looking to make this decision. It's not a decision necessarily for the right now, the short term. We're making a decision that's for the best long term. But with that transition, this year, from most standpoints, will really be unaffected. We'll play a regular GSAC conference schedule. We'll play in the NAI. We're eligible for NAI championships. However, with some new NAI legislation, we'll only be able to do that this first year. And so years 2 and 3 in that process, we'll move into the Pac-West Conference. Again, why it was really important that they accepted us right away. But fall 12, we'll move into the Pac-West Conference, play Pac-West schedules, depending on how that plays out for each sport. And so 12-13 and 13-14, we won't be eligible for regional and national postseason. However, one of the things that we've looked at and as another opportunity for our student athletes that are here is our involvement again with the NCAA, which is the National Christian College Athletic Association, and that's going to give us some national championship opportunities for all of our sports, so that our student athletes still have something to strive for in each of those seasons on a national level outside of that conference competition.
Well, that's something we have some history with, that conference. Well, thanks, Ethan. Thank you very much.
Welcome.